dig into the software that's included with my course and spend about an hour with that, so you guys will start seeing how easy it is to get leads. So I'm going to sit down during this part of the presentation. The software, I have quite a few different software programs inside my course. The online lead finder is what I'd say the backbone of all my softwares. It consists of multiple modules, some that we would break down and classify as scraping leads, others we would classify as posting tools, some doing business intelligence, and some modules that are doing pure traffic generation to get exposure very, very quickly and spread content. So we start with, in my system, like I mentioned before, the first week of the 30-day plan is that we set up a system. So I want to make sure we get our first coaching call in. When you get my course, we're going to be speaking on the phone the first week. Personally, I'm going to find out about you, what you have, what you're doing, etc. I'm going to tell you honestly about what I think about your system, what you're doing, if it's great or not. And then we're going to fix those components, because we have to fix those components before we go to market your brand. We've got to make sure you look good, okay? And it's going to position you properly. So from week 2 is where we now implement the marketing plan, okay? And that's broken down into 30 days, day 1, day 2, day 3, etc. On the first day of the marketing plan, we're just going to do some very simple activities where you're going to have your actual VA do the work, and she will follow a plan to submit your businesses to 25 different local search platforms. Okay, not just Google Places, but there's Bing, there's Yahoo, Yellow Pages, etc. We have 25 of those where you're going to be. It's going to be consistent. How you go to market. On day 2 of our marketing plan is you're going to be downloading this piece of software here, okay? Now, your VA will have a license copy for you, but there are license codes you need. So this is like one of my checkpoints to make sure you've got to day 2. You're not downloading it too early, and you're on track on week 2, is you email me at that point for your registration keys, okay? Just to explain how this works, it is locked to one computer, okay? I do not mind giving out additional license codes, but you need to email me again for an additional license code saying, look, it's from my virtual assistant. Well, if you have another virtual assistant, it's from my husband, whoever. I just don't want to have it hacked and out there to 20,000 people in Russia. It is locked to one IP and one MAC address. Yeah, MAC, I mean hardware ID address. It is not Mac compatible, okay? If you have a Mac, how you run it on a Mac, it can run, but it's not native Mac compatible. There are emulators that you can download for free if you're a Mac user. One is called Wine Bottler, okay? Or you can have a paid emulator such as VM Fusionware, Windows Parallels, and I think Mac still comes with Boot Camp, okay? Those are window emulation programs. I have a Mac. It's the most expensive paperweight I ever bought, but it does sit in my closet to test the software to make sure that it runs, okay? Those iPads, the most expensive paperweight ever bought. I'll still use a Windows tablet. Anyway, I had my say. I can say it because I'm in front of the room. Move on now. Okay. So it is a Windows tool, okay? So you'll download the file. We do have a help desk if you get stuck, but if you really get stuck and you're not getting leads, that's where I come in and I'll make sure you're getting leads. So when you first open the program, you'll ask to license it, and then for the different modules, if it wasn't licensed, a license key would pop up to do that. Now, I just want to go over the basics of the help menu first. Can I make my screen smaller? Hold on. I need to get it to.
Shrink your window.
Can I shrink my window? That's better? Okay, that's better. Yeah. It just makes it okay, let me see if I can make my screen resolution a little bit less here. We might get by with that. We'll try it. Let's try it. Into it? It's worse. All right. Okay, guys, hold on. I'm doing it. It's on my fingertip here. Oh, you want me to hit apply? Or go down one more? All right. All right. Okay, that's keep changes. All right.
Thanks for the project.
Ooh, this is ugly, but okay, we'll see what we can do. If I can't scroll across. Oh, that's okay. You can do that, Troy. I don't mind. Because it's turn the lights off. That makes it a little bit better? Okay. So here's the thing, folks. We update this program once a month, and you can see here by going in the change log, how often we update this. It's been a continual labor of love for a long time. So the program is set to automatically when you install it, new updates come out. The program will alert you every time you open it. There's new updates available, say download, and it will run and update all the new features. It has this really cool feature called backup and restore, and I just want to say it up front is always backup, okay? And we create our own backup file. We call it a special name here, and then we save it. And then when we want to reapply all the information we have already set up in the program, you just restore the file, and restore it, and it opens up again. So you're not going to lose any data, okay? I just want to show you some of the little technical things we do here. Like I said, we have a support desk, and the support desk will handle all the minor queries. If there's something that ever breaks on our software or your PC that the online lead finder is not working properly for, we'll ask you to send us your log files, okay? At which point we give you a password, and you put in your name, your problem you're having, and it will go, you should be on the screen you're having an issue with, and it will send us a screen capture of your PC along with all your log files using our software so we can debug your particular situation, all right? Because my issue here is if you have an issue, I want it resolved, within 24 hours, okay? That's how fast I want my issues resolved. So we have that for you. So we have some settings that we have to do first, okay? I'm going to address the email settings because the main point of contact that we're going to be utilizing is addressing people via email first, okay? So let me just, this testing center up here, this is, the top left is a testing center. And I recommend for when we're prospecting anonymously that we at least enter a Gmail address into the system. And you're going to use multiple Gmail addresses to do this, okay? So all I'm here is setting up my basic Gmail server so it will send emails through Gmail. I'm going to show you how we can add more Gmails to this. Now, when you first create your email, you save it, you send the test email to make sure it works, and it will create one template for you as a sample. Okay, I'm going to click on this one. Now, this is a template that I recommend people to use when they want to start getting deals fast by doing a technique called joint venture facilitation, all right? And this technique works around you having built a buyer's list with the software, in one nice day, and then we're going to be attacking the market by going to other investors and other motivated sellers and say, look, I have a great big buyers list, very strong, got 10 people looking for a deal just like the one you have, is curious, would you consider doing a joint venture with me? Works like this, blah, blah, blah. So if I look on this, you'll see here that I have these mustache-like brackets. What are they called? I keep forgetting the name. I call them mustache brackets. And it says within here in the mustache bracket, it says investor buyer, and then we have a delimiter, and then it says investor, delimiter, buyer, partner, seeking local wholesaler with deals, discounted properties. Come on, hold on some more. Okay, so that's the that's going to be the title of the email. What I'm doing here basically is I am spinning content within the confines of the mustache bracket. So I would say here, for example, mustache bracket, need, then my delimiter, promote delimiter, hate, close it off with a bracket, your product, and it comes out to I need your product, I like your product, I hate your product. Okay? The reason I'm doing this is because the more emails I send out, I want to give them a different flavor and feel, so I would stay underneath any spamming sort of radar detection, thinking this guy just sends out thousands of emails all saying the same thing, all within seconds, all right? So first thing we do is we spin the content of our email, so each email is different. Does that make sense? Yes? No? Okay. So that was in the title. We also do that in the body of the tag. So in this case, it's hi, hello, hey. So every time an email is sent, it's going to be a choice one of three. If you're a real estate wholesaler and have a house for sale, break, it could, or I should say break delimiter, or it could be a discount properties, break, or it could be great deals available in, then you insert your local area. We would like the chance, break, or hyphen, opportunity to talk, speak, chat, whatever, connect with you to learn about the type of specific investment opportunities we're interested in. Reply with your contact information, and then you put in your name, of course, at the end. So again, spinning content. Now, we also have a minimum and maximum delay function. I want you to understand this, is that just because you can send 100 to 1,000 emails out all in one go, you need to set them up to send like a human being would send emails. So you put in, these are the default, 480 seconds to 800 seconds. And our system will take a random time between those two defaults to send out an email, okay? So you look like you're a human being. And then, the problem with Gmail email sending through a application such as ours is that you can only send 200 Gmail email addresses, Gmail a day through the system without logging into your browser. You can send unlimited Gmails out through their web browser a day, but through applications you can send a maximum of 200, okay? But I also like to be friendly with Google and Gmail and say, look, I'm not going to overblast your servers. So if I know I'm going to be sending out, let's say, 100 leads that day, responses to 100 leads I got, I'm going to use 5 separate Gmail accounts and only send 20 emails out per Gmail account, just to keep them friendly. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is where the point now is I will take my template that I want to send out, and I will create a, let me go get a notepad here. Notepad. And in my notepad, I'm going to write my other Gmail accounts that I want. So let's say user2@gmail.com/password. user3@gmail.com. password. Let me just save that. All right, done with that. So now I'm going to drop down my template. I'm going to import those emails. And boom, imported. And now it's going to go to that email first, send through that one, send through that one, send through that one, back to that one, and so on, until my list is finished. Okay? So I have 3 protection mechanisms in here for you to make sure you do not send out emails too fast, you do not send out the same type of boring email over and over again, and that you are being respectful of Gmail's email servers. Okay? So it's all to keep you from being banned. So now I want to show you some different ways that we generate leads. Now I'm going to show Craigslist Backpage and eBay as an example. In this case, if I was looking for houses, I would go down to All Housing. I'd click on the little check mark that opened up there. Now I'm a lease to own guy, okay? I mentioned before, if I had to start my business from scratch all over again, I would just be doing rent to owns, because those types of deals are a dime a dozen. There are hundreds of them out there, and it's easy to convert people's thinking. You can go from a rent to own to a subject to an owner finance offer, all right? So that's why I like those types of strategies. So let me go to US now, and I want to go to Colorado. And I am going to pick Denver. Now I have over 150 different keywords that I suggest to utilize in my course to find deals. I haven't run this yet for Denver, so I have no idea what I'm going to see here. Okay, so what we can do is motivated, not motivated, motivated. Okay, now you can use one single keyword, or you can use multiple keywords. We have and or functions. If you use and in your search criteria, motivated and desperate, it's going to restrict your searches very tight. If you use or, okay, it's going to go and bring those back separately. So I want to make, some people, I'm not getting any leads. I'm like, well, which one did you pick, okay? And along with that, I want people to think, are people saying this in the title of the ad, or are they more apt to actually say it in the context of the ad? So I always pick content, okay? You can keep it a very strict search for if you wanted to add your zip codes in there or cities, what have you, just to that, so it throws out any of these people who tend to post from other states, their deals, etc. Okay?
Can we add Fort Collins to that too?
Is Fort Collins in here? Okay, we can. I personally, how I would run this search myself is I would separate the two, because what I'm trying to do here long term is I want to separate my leads out per city, okay? Because when I throw it into my auto campaign, I want to have a separate email going out for Fort Collins and a separate one for Denver. But yeah, you could throw multiple cities in here. But I do want to say, the more cities you put in the one search, the more results you're going to pull back. Now you're going to start being noticed on Craigslist. Like, why is this guy pulling out thousands of pieces of data at a time? Okay, so you don't want to get banned. So I'd say do one keyword, one city at a time, and save it as a campaign. All right, you can always go back and search again. So let me just do this motivated here, and let's see what we get. Then we'll try some other keywords. Yes?
Let me ask you a question. So you use your software to backdoor into Craigslist all day?
Yeah, Backpage, Kijiji, and all of that. Uh-huh.
So they have restrictions on what companies can do that?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So right now, if I scroll down, we're at 39. Now, you are going to get some duplicates. Like some person here he's looking for motivated sellers. He's posting in a column where you're supposed to be listing your house. He wants to buy, okay? So when I get the search result back, I'm going to delete those ones that are showing up. However, okay, so right now, in the last 24 hours, let's uncheck all these here. Let's select all. Okay, let me just take these out of here. Oops, sorry. Uncheck these. This might be a good guy to network with, maybe not. Okay, so, pardon me? Now, our system will only allow you, this guy would be desperate because he's posted his house, what, how many times? Now, our system will only allow you to email one contact once, all right? So if you want to contact them a second time, you actually have to scroll down to the bottom of the page and you have to empty the history of how many times this has been contacted, all right? Because we do not want you to, if you contact them once via email, don't hit them up again via Craigslist email servers, okay? I would rather do an export where then I can voice blast them or text blast this guy. So I got some, like, let's say we had 60 motivated. Let's try another keyword such as any offer or rent to own in this. And let's just see what we come up with this way. Okay, so you can see here now from between the two keyword searches that I am getting a big list of people that I want to make contact to, okay? So once I've found some of these, let me just stop this here, this one, a little slow here. I'm gonna take out the ones, of course, that Costa Rica, some of these, I should have pressed quick search. So what a lot of guys don't need marketing here. Okay, so let's take this one for an example. You'll see all these come back in green. Green means you haven't done anything with them yet. And then it comes back here and it tells you about the property, blah, blah, blah. But from here, you can go on and you can open up the website, you can go to the comp site and get that out of there, etc. The main thing here is once I've decided on my final list, who I want to send to, we will have our template that you have available drop down, okay? And I simply press the button to send email, okay? And it's gonna go and start shooting those off all in one go. Yes, sir?
Say that you go out and you use the searches and kick you out. How long does that last? Is it 24 hours?
24 hours usually. I've known some internet marketer guys, not real estate guys, who've tried to download the whole of the US Craigslist database and they've been banned up to like 3 days. Okay, but I've told them, why are they doing that? You don't need the whole of the US in one go. So, so this is just in the last 24 hours. You'll notice over here we have specific date ranges, we have price ranges, bedrooms, etc. So you can narrow down your search from there.
Can you do it by zip code too, in the city?
Yeah, we count zip code as a keyword. Okay. And you can actually skip keywords too. So if somebody was in here and saying they're an agent and they're posting a house and they're for sale by owner, it's going to skip it. And skip, what I mean is it skips on the send. It might pull that result back, where then at this point we're actually utilizing another search result up here, okay? And that's refiltering after your initial filter came through. But again, we're not going to let people email to contact more than once without resetting it themselves. We can exclude things from sending. Obviously, you won't believe also some people will post ads and they won't post an email address in the content of the ad. Okay, so that is why we have the export to CSV here. So let me just show you a couple examples of. Let's just do a couple. Okay, so now I want to take this and I want to get information out. I can export. I usually check everything. I want to export this because this becomes my follow-up log. Okay, I'll just say this. And it's going to start going out and getting that information. We've exported the 6 records. It will automatically open Excel up into a CSV file, okay? So again, it tells me this information, their city, the address, their email address. But you'll notice with the email address, these are basically all anonymized Craigslist emails, okay? And that's another reason I don't like to continually send through Craigslist. But what I do get is their phone number, okay? And the phone number is what the most important thing is to me, because that's where I go into Call Fire. How many people have used Call Fire before? And this is the technique I was talking about the other day, where I will voice blast them, okay? So this was in Arizona, as an example. Let me give you a better one here. Arizona World Comm, CIA. Let me see which ones I have here. Where did I do a better one here? All right. Well, the point is what I'm trying to do here. These were just demos that I did in the class. I would create a campaign to sellers in a specific area, and then I would, let me just create a campaign here real quick. Create a new campaign. Campaign, create new. Okay, so you'll come in the Call Fire, and you'll go to voice broadcasting and messaging. All right, you'll give your campaign a name. We'll say this is Denver, and you give it your cell phone ID here. And you don't want to set anything to transfer to you. In this case, we're not. Do not call is going to be 8. You have some advanced options here. Do you want to disable answering machine detection, answering machine only, or live answer only? Okay, so you can run it to a live campaign or only to a voice campaign. So you choose either one of those. And then for your live answer, you would simply pick a sound. Let's say, where to go here? All the way at the bottom, probably. Find, rent, own, seller. Let me see if I have enough sound here to play this in the back. Come on, play. Okay, doesn't want to play. Bugger. Can't hear me. Okay, so let me just stop it. So I would just basically pick this find, rent, own, seller campaign. If it goes to a answering machine, I'm going to pick the same thing. Okay, and then I have a message set up to be on my do not call list. Okay, and there's my call opt out down here. I go through this thing. I can send a test agreement, a test call to myself. Okay, send a test call. I'm not going to do it in this case. When you sign up with this, you get a SAN number. Okay, you have to put your initials in here, and then you put I agree, and then you simply submit that campaign. And now it's going to ask you to add numbers to this campaign. And this is where you're going to upload your Craigslist your spreadsheet. Okay. Terms and conditions again. Now, in our 4-day boot camp, what we do is we actually go into this much more, and we'll actually let it run and pull back the numbers. Then you can pick the column with your phone number. Okay, so you simply choose that, and then it's simply a matter of pending. And all I have to do from that point is press go, and it would go out and dial all at once those numbers. Now, you have the option of controlling the speed. So if you have 1,000 numbers you're doing, I wouldn't say call 1,000 at once. I'd say call 10 every minute. All right? Because if somebody does transfer through and want to talk to you, that you're going to be able to respond on the phone. Okay? So I would say if you have 100, you might want to space that, call 5 to 10 every 3 to 5 minutes, and you're set up there ready to take the call during the time frame you are. Okay. Now, the same way that I set up a campaign for voicemail, you have the option of setting one up for text blasting, okay? So let's create a campaign. And this is where you have text messaging down here. Pretty much the same procedure. Here's your campaign name, Denver. Text is I can type your house. Okay, counts how many text messages are there. So I press that. Your test call again. Here I agree, submit, and then add your phone numbers the exact same way. Okay, so day 1 I send the email out. Day 2 I send the voicemail out. Day 3 I send the text blast out. Okay, so that's my 3-step process to how I'm getting deals, doing lease options very quickly. Now, is that too hard? It's not going to take you more than 15 minutes a day to set that up, right? So maybe the first time you run it, you're going to sound stupid on your messaging, okay? And you'll tweak, and you're going to retweak your tone and your voice and your pitch, what you have to say, okay? I've run different longer campaigns to shorter campaigns, okay? When I try and sell up front, and it tends to be longer, I get less response. When I am very short, I get more response. So one of my messages that go out is, hey, my name is Duncan Weirman, I'm an investor in a bit of a pinch. I was wondering if you can help me. I just did a marketing campaign. I got 56 buyers for houses. I don't have any houses to sell them. If you'd consider selling me your house on a rent-to-own basis, I'll make you a guaranteed offer tomorrow or today. All right? For more information, please call me or go to my website, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And that goes out. Now, that campaign, for every 100, I'll usually get 10 to 12 replies in one deal. Okay? Now, the next thing I do is I want to test it against a smaller one and say, hey, this is Duncan. I don't know if you got my email or not, but can you call me back about the offer I made you for your house? I'm like, huh? What? And you're going to get inundated with people calling you back. Okay? But that's good practice to learn how to talk to people and get your phone ringing and use your negotiation skills, how to lead people down the path to offer the solution. Okay? So I personally would recommend doing it the short form first, okay, before you go out into the long. Does that make sense? Okay. In the text blasting, you could say, did you get my offer? Or you could simply ask a question, hey, saw your house, what's the very best price you can do? Okay? Because that gives you an idea then to what they have. And of course, you can use your spreadsheet that you're calling them from to keep track. The phone number that comes back, you just put in data and on that, just say find, and it'll match up on your spreadsheet. Then you can enter your notes on your spreadsheet, okay? So if you guys don't even get my course, that's a process you can do manually. I gotta tell you, even before I had my software, I had my 8-year-old daughter at the time. She earned her allowance, $5 a week, because she had a computer, and I'd say, all I want you to do, sweetie, is I want you to make a column on Excel like this, and I want you to write down all the for sale by owner numbers out of the newspaper here, and over here in this spreadsheet, I want you to write down all the for rental ad numbers, okay? That was her job. And all I then would take that spreadsheet she created and I'd upload it to Callfire, okay? And I could see how many were dialed right, how many went to dead numbers, and based on how many dead numbers she didn't type in properly, I deducted it from her allowance, okay? And taught her responsibility. It is, but I tell you what, she makes up those little boxes for us. That's her, how she, employ everybody in the family, that's what they tell you, right? And I got here, I'm like, there's no business card in this box. I told her mother's on the phone to her. Do you know how to do this job or not, or what? Kelly, is that not right?
That's right, she forgot to put the
She
business
forgot to put the business cards in the box.
product.
I'm like, come on, I'm deducting it from your salary, I'm like, come on, do the job, do it right. So, just gotta learn responsibility. Oh, gosh. Okay, so this is one of the processes. Now, I've just scraped some stuff from Craigslist, and I say it says Backpage and Kijiji. But the thing is here, once you have a campaign set up, you want to store it as a campaign, and I would call this Denver, and whatever the keyword I used here in this case was any offer. And I'd say, okay, it saved it, and when I go into my auto campaigns module, you can see here that I can press start, and it's now going to go back 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in this case, every 4 hours to Craigslist. It'll find any new ads, and it will automatically send out that email.
From your search criteria?
From my search criteria. Okay, so I'm not sitting here running the software. Okay, so now when it comes to Twitter marketing, if I go over to the Twitter module, I can set it up to be automatically too, but let me log into my account here. Okay, so what I want to do here is, let's say, short sale, foreclosure. Come on, I can type bankruptcy. So you can put multiple keywords on here, okay? And in this case, what would be Los Angeles? This is match, and let's start searching. Okay, so this is going to go out, and it's going to look for these keywords within the last 24 hours, how many people have been tweeting these keywords. Come on, be faster. And it's starting, you can see in the log files down here, it's starting to look for these people. Oh, tell me you found 0 users. Rubbish. Oh man, and I gotta show you that spelling counts, okay? So if you spell stuff incorrectly, let's just do California. It'll make it a wider search here. If you spell incorrectly and get no results, there you go. It makes a difference, okay? So now I just did short sale in California. So immediately what I do is I make sure, okay, these are all good people that I need to connect with, all right? And the first thing I told you yesterday is, what do you want to do? You want to follow these people, correct? Okay, so I would press follow, and then it would go to follow. Okay, now once I followed something, I could then send these, once they follow me back, I could send them a direct message, okay? And it'll go to them privately. Hey, do you have any short sale deals that I can offer you, okay? If they did not follow me back, what the system will do is it will go in here and say @CA_short_sale, okay? And it'll say, do you have any, okay, and it would say that to them. Now, Twitter's going to send them an email saying there's an alert, you've just been mentioned on Twitter. And they're going to freak out, and then they're going to be relieved that, hey, I just sent them, hey, you got any deals I can make offers on? Okay? So I'm just trying to proactively get their engagement, okay, either by direct messaging or by mentioning them to get them to respond to me, okay? And this all can be automated also. Well, before we get to that, if you'll get certain people to follow you and they never follow you back, so I always unfollow those people who do not follow me back. You can only follow 2,000 people in Twitter before Twitter says 2,000 people have got to follow you before you can add more, okay? So you have to start unfollowing those unfollowers to be able to give you some more room to go over and above that limit, okay? So instead of sitting there going unfollow, use our software to say unfollow everybody that does not follow me, okay? To handle that issue. Okay, so one other thing I want to show you. Who here is a competitor in your area that has a Twitter account? Anybody have any ideas? Is anybody from Home Investors in here? Nobody. Okay, let's work at this one. Denver, let's go to Home Investors. Let me first delete all this stuff. Let me see. list, investors, let me just search for it. Let's search here. Oh, hold on. Home investors. Well, I tell you what, you guys know, I tell you, this is how new this stuff is that these people are not using social media platforms to be found. I mean, so you're sitting on a gold mine in here, okay? That's all this is telling me is, oh crap, so I'm using keywords that people aren't even putting out there yet. So, that's right, Colorado. All right. No, come on.
Wow.
Let me do this, okay.
Oh, Colorado.
Okay, so that's just how underutilized it is, but if I wanted to go find somebody, let me see if I can't find myself here. I would find their Twitter account name, okay? And once I find my competitors who have, oh, rubbish. Do I still have an internet connection? Wait a second. Oh, no, it connected me off. Xfinity Wi-Fi, why am I on that? No, hold on. Let me just make sure I have the connection still. 80211, 80211, right?
Yeah.
All right. Come on, what's going on here? I'm not getting a connection somehow.
You might have to reconnect yourself.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Let's do this again. I just had connections coming through, so it doesn't make sense to me.
Is your software running like it's a software assistant?
Yes, it is. Okay, so, well, I'll just explain it to you in the meantime here. Maybe my token expired. Okay. So, you'll see down here that you can store this, whatever your criteria as a campaign, but you'll see this button down here called Follow Their Followers. So basically, I'm going into any market, I want to find out who my competitors are with my keyword searches, see if they have a Twitter account, and then once I know they have a Twitter account, I then start following all their followers, because the people that are interested in them would be interested in me too, okay? So all I'm doing is sending Twitter, hey, Duncan's now following you. I need networking. So it's very important. Like I said, if you don't have a team and you're looking for something else city, let's reverse engineer what our competitors are doing and grab them, okay? So let's show you some social email hacking here now. Let me just delete this list here. All right, so let's go on LinkedIn, and let's say I want to buy, what do you want to build? A cash buyers list or a private money list? Private money, Denver. Okay, now I'm going to go on LinkedIn and I want to search for this term here. All right, let's see what it pulls back. Nope, let it go, okay? Pulling down more. So what it's actually going is going to LinkedIn and getting these people's real email address that you can now start sending information to. Now, we do pause the program about every 20 to 30 emails we collect, all right? Because we don't want to overburden the servers. So it stopped it at 36 in this time. So if I want more emails, I simply go and say extract more, and it will go get another 30 or so plus, okay? This time it got another 33, all right? I can then save them to the database, okay? So if I want to come back later on and do some search more, I can say search for that term again, but exclude all my previous searches, so again, we're not overburdening the servers. So if you don't want to save it to your database, you export it to a CSV file. Okay, so let's just do this on Denver. private.
What is this doing? Is it going to LinkedIn and for any board that has?
Anywhere in their profile where they, anywhere in their profile that they said they're a private money lender. So now we're going to go get these emails. So we got the list. We have an email program in here called Email Gunner, okay? So we want to import the emails. We'll say Denver PM Private Money. Okay, take our list. Imported successfully. We then drop down our list name, which is and then we can, if we want to see it, we can just say show, okay? And then we have our template again that we have set up, right? And then if there was a first name, last name that we pulled off of that, okay? We could then send it out, send every 3 emails at once or every 5 emails at once. So we're again slowing down or speeding up how fast you want to contact those people through these different delays. All right, so you're not trying to re-import these people in your Outlook program and send them a blind carbon copy or a carbon copy. So this is specifically to do personalized emails to the list that you create out of this stuff. All right. Well, that comes later. That's in your messaging. Let me be brutally honest with you, is that until you do your first couple of deals, nobody's going to give you private money, okay? Because you have no credibility. You have no reputation. If you came to me and just said, hey, Duncan, I'm a brand new investor and I need $100,000, do you think I'm going to give it to you? No, okay? But once you create your story and your brand about what you do and you can speak with that authority, then it's very easy to tell people that, I find houses in distressed condition in hot markets and I fix and flip these things into designer properties and I can sell them, the day they go on the market, and I'm making 30% return on my money, Oh yeah? How do I get a part of that? Then it's easy because you're telling a story exactly what you did. All right? I'm just not throwing numbers at you. Does that make sense? So you said you want to see how to do private money, but you could easily build a cash buyer's list doing that. Yes, sir.
You mentioned you have multiple Gmail accounts.
Yes, sir.
So they're all getting, some people are getting an email from a different Gmail account.
Yes, sir.
When you then interact with them and you reply, are you then trying to manage all those?
No, sir.
Remember which one you replied
No.
to?
Good question. Good question. So everybody understands what he's saying is you have 5 different Gmail accounts. You're trying to track and answer on 5 different Gmail accounts. No. When I set up, and this is what your virtual assistant will do with the instructions, is they will go get you 5 Gmail accounts, or 10, or 20, whatever. When they set up that account, they're going to go in their settings, and number 1, they're going to say forward all email to your main account, okay? And then they can delete that, the history. It all forwards to one email. Now, if it was through Craigslist, they're using their anonymous servers anyway, so they'll never know what email you come from, okay? But when you reply back, it's always from your company-specific email, okay? So ideally, I want you to have an email address at your own company domain name for direct communication with prospects. We're using Gmail to prospect, but these all feed back to my, Duncan at WeBuyHousesForCash.com. Okay, good question. All right, so some other things that we can do here. Let me see what I want to show you here. Okay, let me see this. Let's go to this. Let's say we want to go to Denver real estate. I'm going to find all groups relating to Denver real estate. Now I could also search by if there was any sort of real estate event that anybody did, if there was any search group or keyword, I can also search by that. So right now I'm going to search by keyword to find people within groups in Denver that I can start talking to, okay?
Duncan, can you move your window over just
Yeah, let me see what I
Russ
can
was
do.
kind of cut off on that. That's what.
Okay, super, okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what we're finding so far is it takes a little bit of time. Denver real estate investment communities, and Denver real estate. So you can see here, here's where they are. Here's 9 members, there are 124 members, etc. Now this is when I want to start doing Facebook ads, okay? So I'll let it search for a little while longer and see how many groups are out there. But these people obviously have identified themselves by keyword to Facebook. They have certain interest in, okay? So I can now go into these groups and extract both their username and their Facebook email address. Before I extracted their real email address. Now I'm going to be extracting their Facebook email address. Everybody has a Facebook email address. Mine is duncan.weirman@facebook.com. You all have it. It's your first name, last name at Facebook, okay? So let me just stop it here now. I think we have enough. So some of these I'm not interested in, like business development group, agents group. I don't want LS.
Do they just get it as like a Facebook message when they get emailed?
Pardon me?
Do they get it as a Facebook message when they're emailed through their Facebook email?
Correct. All right. So you can do that. We can send through their Facebook email, but it goes to their other inbox if you're not connected to them. Okay. And not a lot of people read that. So this is now where I'm trying to reach these people on Facebook, but I want to do it through very cheap Facebook ads. All right. So let me see. This has 9 members, 55. Where's this one with 24? Denver rehab deals. Okay, these are guys I want to network with. So I'm going to select this group, okay? And what I want to do is I want to export their member email, okay? DE rehabbers. Desktop. Okay, it's going to go in there and grab all that. Let it start. Let it stop finishing. Should get a notice. Okay, exported successfully. All right, so these are their user IDs. We got a column here. We just got to reformat that. Format cells into number. Okay, that's a Facebook ID. Don't worry about it. What we're looking at here is their Facebook email address. Okay. So what I come into then is I go into Facebook ads and I will then say I want to start a new Facebook ad campaign only to Denver rehabbers, okay? And that means only a list of 124 people will ever see my ad. And because it's so targeted, you're only going to end up paying a penny to 2 pennies per that ad for them to be seen, okay? So that's why I'm taking that information out of Facebook. Does that make sense? Okay, so we can also do a similar sort of search for, let's say, people, my cursor's in the wrong place. Let me close this chat bar over here. Interfering with me. People who like real estate investing in Denver. Come on. Okay, so it gives me a top bar here. I want to go to the people section. Come on. Just a little slow. Come on, the people. Of course there's people. Bear with me. Okay, we write it that way then. Okay. What you want to do is start a search with something like people who have done, people who have checked in, people who like, and it's going to come back with a list of people. Let me see if we can get a bigger list of people here. People like this. Gosh, I can tell you. This way. Okay, so we're coming to a list here. See more. What we can do here from this list is, now I'm slowed down, is you'll see at the top that we can actually, hold on, I gotta bring this up a bit. Hold on, bring it up to the top. Okay, so you can see I can do a start, thanks here. I can go start scraping these people's information to get everything, how they position themselves on Facebook, okay? I can now also send friend requests to these people. If you wanted to use your personal profile and put them in the list, you could do that. But as we start scraping, you're going to see over here, we can also scrape their user ID this way and their email also. So we have a couple different ways of, we're getting to groups, pages, and events, but through this side of Facebook, we are using people who have said, have liked, have checked into something, etc. Just another way to get more information out and to grow our list. So that's on the Facebook side of things. I want to go to the social bot side of things, which is our posting tool. Hopefully that's my password. Now, we post to Facebook, walls, groups, pages, Yahoo groups, Google groups, LinkedIn groups, to get your message across to thousands of people. When you log into this, you always need to log in through the system first. And if you're not logged in, you can say, it's going to tell you you're not logged in. Come on, internet. Okay, I am. Now I am. Now I'm logged in. Okay, so how many of you have joined groups within Facebook? Okay, a couple. What I would suggest first to do is, let's search for groups pertaining to a keyword over here. Let's say real estate, and start searching. And it's going to, again, pull back 20 groups at a time, and then it's going to allow you to automatically go and join those groups that are either the most active with the most members. Now, if I want to search again, find some more, I just search more, and it's going to pull back some more groups. You guys don't really have a lot of groups here in Denver, but what I could do at this point is I could say, okay, real estate in Denver, we'll pull that up. I could go visit that site. I could join it manually, or I could join it automatically if I just wanted to collect the whole list. I have a member filter. If it doesn't have at least 20, 25 members in there, I don't want to join it, okay? So once you join the group, you can put these groups in the categories. These are my buyer groups, these are my realtor groups, etc. So you can send specific messages out to them all at the same time. So you'll have your templates in here. Let's create a template. We'll say new wholesaler in town, or new cash buyer in town. I have more money than I know what to do with. I think I want to buy 3 houses this month for more cash flow, okay? Just to put something cheeky out there, get some attention. And let's take it to my website. And in this case, I'm going to do it to my personal one, drwomen.com. And if I wanted to put a picture on that thing, I could upload, pictures to that. If I had set up categories already, I don't have any pictures I want to send to them. If I have grouped this to just all my agents, I would just pick that group that I had already set up within, and then I would simply, let me save current as template, bragging rights. Okay, so now I can have my template here. Reload it. Reload. Okay, and then I could say start sending that between these milliseconds, and it's going to go out to all those groups that I had found previously. Okay, I can also send files to the groups, and I can create events for groups. Get my group list that I'm a member of. So I'm a member of hundreds of groups in here that you're going to find out. But for the sake of time for this to pull all these groups down, you can post to 1, 10, 20, to 100. All right, so it's just as much as you want to get that message out there. Like I said, yeah, go ahead.
This post to the group won't.
It'll do the group, it'll go to pages, and it will go to personal profiles if you're so instructed to. Okay, so in this case, I would only do it to groups. Okay, but you can post to other parts of Facebook. Okay. So let me go to some other things here. We have an others menu over here. So this is our YouTube module. Let me log into one account here. All right. Log in. Come on. Oh, add new user. Okay. Let me add. Let's log into this one. Okay, so then I have my scroll down here, log in. This is now where I have my YouTube videos created, and I want to go and network and collaborate with other people and get my link and my video out there. Come on, I'm waiting. Oh, it's telling me I have the wrong password. I can have it. What's my password? In our settings here, you can, do you know how to configure them for SMTP? Okay, so as long as you know how to configure those emails for SMTP and that you always use them as a secured server, yes, you can. Most people don't want to set up lots of emails on their own domain. I don't know why. They have to go in the cPanel, and it's harder than setting up a Gmail account. But yeah, you can. What are you thinking about? Oh, no, if it's a Yahoo, here's the thing, is a Yahoo, I thought you meant like you have your own domain name, like Elaine.com. Okay, so if you owned Elaine.com, you could go in there, Elaine.com, sales.elaine.com. But if you use Hotmail or Yahoo, they have SMTP servers you can use. The bad thing is they charge you $20 either a month or $20 a year to use it per one account. So that's just going to cost you money. So Gmail is the only US free email provider that provides them for free. If you're in Europe, then you can use GMX. They're the only two that are free that allow you SMTP emails. Okay. Yep. Let me just figure out my YouTube password here real quick. So what do you think about the software so far, guys? Good. Good, good. Wait till you show. Dang. All these accounts I have here, so I know which one I can use. I remember a password here. So delete that user. User Boston. slow here. Okay, so what I want to do at this point is I want to go into send messages and comments to all the YouTube users. So I'm going to start with my keyword here and say, let's mess with our competitors here. Come on, give me my keyword. Buy houses. Okay, and I want to retrieve, in this case, the top 10 videos for that keyword search, right? So let's start searching for those. Okay. Okay, so we got the top 10 videos here, and really at this point what we can do is we can actually, to make it a little bit tighter, we can skip videos with links and descriptions, skip videos with links and channel descriptions, and that will give us an opportunity to even do better in regards to marketing, because a lot of people put videos out there, but they never put links in the description field. So we want to capitalize on that by going and commenting and adding our link instead. Okay? I didn't do that for this particular one, I just got the top 10. But I did say I do want videos that are in the top 10 that we can comment on, okay? We could restrict it out if we could have videos that have comments, but we don't want other comments on them. Or we can say we want to have comments on before we can comment. Yes, sir?
You said that if they don't have a link in their description, and we go on there and we put a link.
Underneath the description, the comments, correct.
So then how is skipping the videos with a link in the video description?
Well, I'm saying you can sort it any way you want. So we can skip videos. If they have a link in the video description, I probably won't comment on them, because then it looks like I'm just spamming my link underneath, in this case, we buy houses. Okay. Now, if it's the case where I can add value to a different video, then it doesn't matter. So I'm just trying, what is my outcome trying to be here? Am I messing with my competitors, or am I trying to add value to that? So down here then, again, the same way, you have your templates, you have your subject, your message, and then you can save that and send the email. I'm sorry, you can post it as a comment on their video, or you can actually send email to these guys directly through their YouTube account. YouTube, of course, forwards it on to you or to that person, so you're getting in contact with them, okay? So we're either posting on their site, adding value to them at the site, or we're sending email to them to connect with them, okay? So that's what we're doing with the YouTube commenter. Now, some other things that we can do is, we do that with the hot lead finder. You can start pulling out addresses of all, let's say you wanted to get all the addresses of agents, contractors, title companies, etc. We go through to Manta and Home Advisor. So you want to build a list of contractors, just type in contractors here, and it'll go into that site and pull all those people off their entire list, profile, email, address, phone number, pull out their local information, etc. Some other things that we can do here is the blog post commenter. Is many people set up blogs and they never turn their comments off. So I want to find the top 10, 20, 50 blogs that have content that I could be relevant to post my thoughts and feelings on. So again, you would type into the WordPress login, and it would go and search all WordPress blogs that have open comment fields that you want to add value to. Now, Facebook has blog posts, or what they call article posts, all right? Nobody is using this stuff, okay? And it always says, be the first one to write a blog post on Facebook, all right? Your competitors don't even know this stuff, so I will look for that and log into Facebook and let the system find out anywhere there are keywords where Facebook has open blogs and article pages for you to push your content to on your topic of value you want to provide. Okay? Yes? No? All right, so let me go through here. here. Okay, Yahoo Answers is the module I was talking about before, where we can search and answer for questions. We then real-time questions we can answer and vote on those. Okay, and then this is our Auto Ask Best module. So here's our title, here's our content, here's the source, here's the feedback we want to automatically vote and send out the next day. So what we're doing is we're scheduling these campaigns to go out, ask these questions, respond to them, come back in and vote on them, and give them your feedback. Hey, best guy out there in real estate investing in Denver, thumbs up. So this is where you run that type of campaign. Some other thing we do here, we go to our local SEO Intel module. Now I gave you the site grader before to match against your competitors. But in this case, what we're doing is we're going to take it to another step. Let's say we buy houses, and we're going to go to Denver. Let me go to settings here, extract from Google Places, keep it to English, and delays I'll leave off, email, blog settings, we'll leave all this off for now. Okay, location, oops. Sorry, Denver. Country, USA, top results, and I want keyword, location, country. So I'm going to go research this. What it's going to do now, based on this set of keywords, it's going to go and find me my 10 top competitors out there. Okay. However, once I have this list of 10, I'm going to allow it to start analyzing all these sites for me. I guess the research, go ahead. And you'll see here, I can find out how many reviews this guy has, how his website is constructed. I can go out and find where this guy has been mentioned online before. And what I'm trying to do is get to the point in the results where, that's how easy, I'll select all the results, the analysis tool, I'll say do it all, and from there, I can do a CSV export, which is a roadmap that it draws for my virtual assistant to go out and say, this is what I want you to do. He's listed on 20 different sites. He's got a review on this site. He's got an article on this site, blah, 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 blah. So it's a roadmap you give to your virtual assistant. Say, go and copy this roadmap, okay? List your site on all these sites, get your content on here, and then you start utilizing my course with all the other things I'm telling you to do in here because, let me see, so research, come on. I hate it when it's so slow.
Start Colorado.
Yeah, gosh. Keyword, location, country. I'm having an issue with the internet. I somehow connected to the internet underneath this. But what it's going to do is it's going to come out with all my competitors. It's going to allow me to then go into analyze all those competitors, extract, create a roadmap. You give to your virtual assistant, say go and do the exact same thing this guy did on these sites using my information, and then you're going to start utilizing my course to go out. And this is where we go to the traffic bot now. Go to traffic bot. Is we have, this tool will take your articles, it'll take your press releases, your social marketing, and your videos, and it will submit to a series of different sites. Okay, so for article sites, press release sites, you're going to create, your virtual assistant's going to go on here and say, okay, so for all video sites, I want you to go and create video sites, or create an account on all these sites, okay? So it'll take it to the sign up page, you test it and save it. Once it's in, you go to all the article bookmarking sites, create an account, test it, save it, it's in. Press release, save the same way. So when you're now ready to submit your article or press release or video, you put in all your information here, the body, the content, what have you, you press start and it will go and start uploading all these documents, files, videos all across the board. So you don't even have to have your VA do it. The software is doing it for you to create those trackbacks and get those links for you to get massive traffic back. So if I take you through 30 days of my course, I'll just show you the game plan here.
Duncan, are you scrubbing Meetup at all? Do you guys use Meetup for groups?
I do. I have a meetup strategy. We're working on a meetup module. Well, it's in the works. The problem with Meetup is per Meetup account, you can only send 12 emails out per day per Meetup account and 10 wall posts. Okay, so you do have to have quite a few Meetup accounts. So I do have in my course the process for how to do this manually. You have your VA do it. All my VAs are already trained on it because it's one of the methods the RIAs use to grow their list. But yeah, Meetup is a great tool also. We just can't scrape it yet. We can email to them, but we can't scrape it. So when we get into the 30-day marketing here is, what we're going to do is, your job really is to read the overview. Okay, I want you to read the overview, understand what we're going to be doing for the next 30 days, why we're doing all this, and how it comes together. Then your virtual assistant gets together on day 2, or on day 1 actually. Let me log in here. Thought I did. Okay, and we're going to talk about getting your website set up with the analytics first. We're going to give you the 25 different websites to submit to your local searches. Make sure your sites are noticed now by the search engines, and that's like day 1. So, very easy. It's going to take your VA a couple hours to do. So if I go to day 2 of the marketing, let's go to day 2 of the marketing plan. Okay, this is where we start utilizing the software. The next day we'll be building our Facebook social, then we're going into Google+. We're going to start getting your dream team in place. Day 6, we'll talk about Craigslist and using that. And then by that time, from Craigslist, we're going into voice blasting and text blasting, okay? We're going to get some pay-per-click marketing going. We're going to be researching some targeted lists for you. We're going to be using LinkedIn, how to generate leads. Let's talk about LinkedIn real quick here. Linked lead. All right, so linked lead is really, really cool because if you remember from my talk the other day, if you're a free user of LinkedIn, you cannot email anybody outside of your personal contact realm, okay? If you're a paid user of LinkedIn for $30 a month, you can only send email to 10 people you do not know outside of your personal realm, okay? Through our software, you can email 200 people a day you do not know. All right. Now the loophole we use to get around this, now you could do this too manually, but it's a hassle, okay, is that when you join LinkedIn groups, well, I don't want to restart. Don't restart. When you join a LinkedIn group, LinkedIn now thinks that these people are connected to you, okay, even though they're not in your first contact position. So it allows you to email anybody within the group directly. Okay, so you can do 200 of those a day. Trying to do it manually and keep track of who you mailed and who you don't is a nightmare. So our database will keep track. So let's say there's 1,000 people within that group. So we'll email the first 200 day 1, and we know exactly where in the database we left off, and it will pick up on day 2 where the next 200 people are, okay? Or we could break that group down from being, okay, I want to just speak to agents within this group. So we can very quickly sort through that group to do that. So the first thing you should be doing is joining groups in LinkedIn, okay? And bring back those based on keyword. Come on, that's just a slow bugger. Okay, so we want to go and join groups just the same way. You can see here, you can have multiple LinkedIn accounts if you want to. We can load our groups. Just waiting for that to happen here. And then we can actually send members of those groups to view our profile, okay? So that is the way for them to see if they're interested in connecting with us. So you can see I belong in here's the thing, in LinkedIn, you can join 50 major groups and unlimited subgroups. So always make sure that you don't only join the group itself, but look for interest within the group to better target, okay? That'll allow you to send more emails out. Okay, so we can also at this point, if they're in the member of the group, we'll go into their profile and we will, and because LinkedIn thinks we know them, we can actually extract every piece of LinkedIn information about them, everything, from their name, phone number, address, website, email address, and so on. Okay, so that's very, very important. Okay, again, don't abuse that feature by trying to download the whole LinkedIn database in one day into your PC. All right, just say, hey, 100 a day is perfectly fine for me to start building a list. Okay, so that's another nice tool that we have. Let's just take back to the course here. So basically through these 30 days, we're giving you new marketing tasks. Day 11, we're setting you up, making sure you're getting your blog going. And a lot of these tasks are things that your VA is going to do. We're going to get a press release scheduled about your business. I've scheduled press releases that are simply a one-page document that has probably 300 words on it max, telling this is what I do, I'm just coming to the area, or I specialize in this, or I found the solution to this. They're free to send out. I've been picked up on radio, TV, newspapers, etc. So if it doesn't cost anything to do it, except the time to think about what you do and put in the press release. Now, you can get a press release written for 20 bucks, okay? For the very best press release, it's going to cost you $30 if you use my guy, and he'll make sure you get it submitted and it goes to a TV station, okay? He's going to charge you 100 bucks for that though, but get it done, because at that time, once he starts promoting it for you to his list of news associates, now you're able to use the logos as seen on TV with, you know, I got Boston Globe, I got CNN Money. I was crazy because I came up in states I didn't even know picked up on this story. I'm like, when am I ever in Utah? You know, now it's on Utah TV. So, but once it's appeared on either their, you know, newspaper or TV station, whatever, you can use those honestly as seen on TV, which gives you a lot more credibility. Okay, so press releases are a very cheap marketing tool. Day 14, we're going to start talking about creating videos and doing video marketing. We can teach you how to get very cheap, if not free, radio advertising. We're going to be talking about podcasting. Now, you know, the ICOR is podcasting. We're going to be talking about using, again, more Yahoo answers and Trulia answers and questions, LinkedIn to get you there. We're going to have you starting to create some articles, getting free publicity. This is a great little tool on how to get yourself some publicity. Okay, we're going to create a little event and get it out there and get some free publicity. So basically the 30-day plan goes on. Some of these things we will do over and over again, some we only do once. Okay, but the main thing is we revert back to the tool and we're going to find out which parts of the tool are going to best support you and your business for you to generate leads that we will use over and over again. Okay, so you see how the tool is the backbone. Okay, so we have we're going to set you up with websites and an internet system. You're going to read a strategy and focus on it. We're going to build your brand around you and that strategy. Then we're going to use the software and the marketing plan to support that strategy to get the word out about what you do. Okay, that's what do I want you to know how to make personally videos yourself? Do I want you to know how to write a press release? Do I want you to know how to create a Facebook fan page? No. I want you to know how it's to be done. I want you to get our VA services 2 hours a day, which is going to be $3.50 an hour. You know, if you can do 5 days a week, great. Three days a week, $21 a week for them to do the work, to follow the plan. You just need to be able to tell them, these are my keywords. This is what I want. Give it to me. Okay? That's all I'm asking. Can you all do that? Good. Let's take a break.